Hey, so welcome back to video number 2 for your quarter 3 project involving making a social media product. Last time, what we did is we implemented Facebook login on a starter template for Bootstrap. So everything's all ready to go. You want to remember that you have to have everything online. You can't do this locally. And we got it to say our name here, but it's time to add some additional functionality. So the first piece of your social media project here is to build a profile page for your would-be site. And we're going to pretend that Facebook is your database. Now, we're going to have to jump through some hoops to get information out of Facebook. I want you to understand that under no circumstance, if this was your own database, would you have to do this. However, the other goal of this project is to teach you how to hook up to a very popular social media API. And once you know one of these, they're all pretty much the same. Facebook just happens to be the best documented one. Speaking of which, we're going to need to use a lot of their tools from now on. So you're going to be living a lot in the Docs section here. And also if you go to Tools and Support and you click Graph API Explorer, we're going to be living all around here. All right, so we need to know about their Graph API reference, which is here somewhere. There it is, Graph API. And we need to be in their Graph API Explorer. Now the API Explorer tells you a lot of information about what you can do on Facebook. And if we're going to be living in the profile right now, so we're all going to be in what's called this me node, /me. Last time, if you remember, we logged in with the scope of public profile and email, and we did an API call of just /me. So let's just see what that returns on Facebook. It's just the name and the ID, and that's nice, but we'd like to get some more information. Now, Facebook is really great because it has a lot of information, but you have to get it the right way. So the first thing we should do is let's get a profile picture. So we'll get the user's current profile picture. To do that, we first have to discover how to ask for it. So I'm going to go to the Graph API reference, and I'm going to go here to reference, and then I'm going to scroll down. These are all different entity types. We're looking for the user entity. /me is a user. And a user represents a person on Facebook. And a person on Facebook has all of this information about them. They have these fields, which are just simple properties. And they also have larger objects called edges. We might look at edges later, but right now we're not going to do it. We'll just get the cover photo right off of Facebook for the person for now, and we'll handle it. So if we click cover photo, what we're going to see is that it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to get, and it doesn't look like we have to ask for too much. Right? So we know that we need to ask for /cover, and if you go to the Graph API Explorer, if you type in me/cover, what it should return is this OAuth exception. What that means is that you haven't received an access token for this information yet, and that's important because that's the next thing we have to do. We can do that on this website by saying get user access token, and saying get access token. I think I just typed it in wrong. So instead of doing me/cover, you have to do this thing where it's like me and then $fields equals cover. If you remember for last project, you kind of had to structure your submission URL to Google Docs the same way. But when you do this and you hit submit, you are returned with a little bit of information about the cover photo and including a link to the source. And if you actually click that, boink, nothing will happen. Let's open it in a new tab. If you actually click that, it'll get you the user's cover photo. Okay, so notice what we did, and if you want to explore more, which I strongly encourage you to do so, you go into /me and see this little plus sign over here? You hit the plus sign, and you can actually browse everything about the person that Facebook has. I do warn you, this gets really scary very quickly, but the point is it does exist. You can browse their connections. I mean, we'll be playing with a lot of this stuff moving forward, but it's really pretty crazy. And all you have to do to add more of these, cover, watch how the code changes. Let's see, birthday, You just do comma and separate them by commas. Okay, it's really very easy. All right, so what do we want to do? We want to do, we just want to get the cover. So we should be able to get this with the current scope that we have, public profile, but we'll find out very quickly if we can't. So we're going to go ahead and type in the exact code here, the API call, into our Facebook.api function right here. So it's /me !fields equals cover. All right, and now this document.getElementById thing response.name, that's not quite going to work because we're just going to be getting a cover back. So I'm going to delete that for now. We just want to see the response. So I'm going to save. I'm going to upload to my Google Drive folder. And sure enough, if we hit refresh, we should be treated to something in our console, which is a response object that says cover and a source. And that's the link to our cover photo. So how do we get this into a profile page? The first thing is we have to have an idea of what we want it to look like, and hopefully this is where your sketch comes into play. For now, I'm just going to do a really basic one. I'm going to do a photo next to my name using the Bootstrap's media object. So we're going to go ahead and go into our index. I'm going to just look up the syntax for a Bootstrap media group. Media object. Alright, so kind of like this. Maybe I want the picture to look a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the code here. I'm going to paste that kind of into my main container. Oop, that didn't work. That pasted the wrong thing. There we go. All right, so the Bootstrap media class is a pretty default class. We do need to put it in a row. Div class equals row dash md dash 12. Just like every Bootstrap class, it needs to be in a row. All right, cool. And let's just see if we can get, the picture into the image here, which is right here. We'll see if we can do that. So I'm going to delete the source because it doesn't have one yet. And I'm going to say that this image has an ID of cover photo. And I'm actually going to give the link an ID as well. Cover photo link. So we can actually set the link so when you click on the picture, you actually go to this link. And we'll just do that for now and see if we can get it to work. So back in our function here, in the callback for the cover photo response, I'm going to say document.getElementById cover photo, same thing that I did before, dot source equals, and if you remember, if we go back to our page, the source was located in the response object dot cover dot source. So response dot lowercase c cover dot source, just like that. And I also want to set the link to do the same thing. So cover photo link. So if they click the box, then they can go to, a bigger picture. And for the link, it's .href equals the same thing. All right, let's see if this works. I'm going to upload. Oh, it didn't work because I didn't upload my index file either. We did change that too, so we have to make sure that that gets uploaded as well. All right, there it goes. And look at that. There's the picture. It's a little big, but that's okay. And if we click it, we'll be taken to the photo. So that's pretty neat. Oops, I deleted it. History recently closed. Oops, that's wrong too. Where'd it go? Oh, whatever. I'll just do this again. All right, so we do need to change the size of this picture, and we need to say something here. So we'll do that all together in the next step. What do we want to say here? Let's just, how about we get the user's name, and we also get maybe their bio from Facebook. Remember, if you had your own social media product, you'd probably have some of this information as well. So let's go back to the API Explorer. We need to get cover. What else do we do? There's a bio field. You know, you can pick any information you want to put there for this, but I'm just going to choose these, /bio. And what else do I want? Maybe /first name? Sure, first name. All right, I'm going to submit, make sure I get everything back. Looks like it's good. I'm going to copy the API Explorer call. I'm going to put it into the Facebook.api piece over here. I'm going to set up my heading over here so that it actually has this information. So this heading is going to be name holder, and then I'll actually put a paragraph text here with a bio holder to hold the bio information. And I'll just give it the bootstrap class of text-small. That's a built-in bootstrap class. It'll do something to it. All right, cool. Let's save that. Save the index file, and then in our JavaScript file we need to reference those. So we need to say document.getElementById name holder dot. We're looking to set the inner HTML, and let's see what the object is going to look like. Same here. So response is the whole object dot first underscore name. So we should set it to be like hello plus response dot first underscore name. Hello, Matt. And then we should set the bio holder to be my bio. Response.bio. It's just what it is right there. Sweet. Let's upload them both and see what we get. So we got to do the index first. We got to do the JavaScript next. Now we'll reload. Well, it's got my name. Unfortunately, it doesn't have my bio. What does it say about that? Was it able to get it? It doesn't look like it was able to get the bio. Interesting. Covers, comma, bio, comma, first name. I wonder what happened. Let's see what's going on with this one. See, sometimes you have to ask for additional information from your users on Facebook, and many of these. And it looks like I'm looking to see if there's like a user about me. Maybe it's about me. Yeah, I'm not sure that the bio will come unless you ask for user about me. So what we're going to do is, see in our scope here, we're going to include a comma and then add to the scope so that we're asking Facebook for more information about the user. What this should do is that when you log them in, it should go ahead and ask you for the information. Let's see if that works. It didn't ask me for anything. I might have to do the thing where I delete it off of my apps, and then, yeah, let's try that just to make sure. So I'm going to log out of Facebook first. Settings. It's apps. And GHS Graph API test right here. So we're going to remove that. Now it should ask me to log in again. Theoretically. It doesn't appear to be asking me to log in. Interesting. Last time we had this set up so that it would do it. Maybe it's not this. I'm going to pause a second. I just want to double check that this is how you do this. I'm trying to append the button that it makes to log us in. Online over here. Not over here. Where? Oh, right here. It's trying to append the Facebook login button to the div called status. We don't have any div with an ID of status. So let's just go ahead and make one and put it in our container like this. And it can be empty. And I'm going to upload it again to my index. And now we have our Facebook login button. Let's go ahead and click it. Oh, it looks like you have to have login review when you ask for more information. Let's go ahead and hit OK and just see if it lets us. Okay, it does let us do this actually. Unfortunately, to deploy it to the public, you do need Facebook to understand that you're not trying to steal too much information from people, so you submit it for login review. We'll cover that in a later video though, because right now it's working for us to test it. The last thing we really need to do here is kind of get rid of this button so we can actually go back into our JavaScript and clean some of this up. If they are connected, we can say hide the status div. We also need to do some CSS to this picture because that is too big. So let's make a new file. We will put it in a CSS folder and we'll call it stylesheet.css. I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that's in my root folder. Very good. We need to link our index to it the same way we always do. Right under here, link href equals css slash style sheet.css, rel equals style sheet. And then I just want to change the size of that picture. So the picture, if we remember, was called cover photo. So I'm going to say cover photo, and let's just change its width. We don't want it to be, we'll change it to max width. We don't want it to be any larger than 40% of the screen. Oh, I have to put it back where it belongs. It's in desktop, social media projects, CSS, boom. All right, I don't think I want it to be any larger than 40% of the screen because this is just too big. So I'm going to go back here and upload that file. And then I also need to upload the index file back into the root because I changed that as well. And then we'll go ahead and reload. And sure enough, what's going on? That's weird. Apparently max width 40% completely hides it. Okay, let's just try width 40%. I don't know. That was unexpected. No clue what that was all about. Well then, let's hope it works if I delete it. This is not what you'd expect to have happen one bit. What did I do? And it's back. Okay. I don't get that one bit. Why is this media? What is this? What is going on? I mean, I've got no clue. Should I try pixel values? Let's try pixel values. Max width is going to be 400 pixels. Let's see if that doesn't just completely delete the picture. I have done this many times before, and this has never happened. All right, well, I guess you need to do pixel values. I don't know what to tell you. Whatever. It's fine. The point is, now we've got a making of a profile page, and you guys can now go ahead and ask Facebook's API Explorer for any fields that Facebook has. You can then add to the scope of your login request, and then you can modify what's on your HTML in the callback object. And that's the gist of doing this. Okay? It's you ask your database for information in here and then here, and then using that information you modify what's on your page over here. Okay? So when you come back next time, I'm going to have a little bit more on my profile page, and I expect you to also. You should probably not watch this video and the next one right after another, because you should do some work on this page first. The next video is going to involve how to post to Facebook, how to post to your database, and then get it to pipe back onto your page. But again, I'll have a little bit more on mine, and you should too. You should probably have your profile page done after this one. So that's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this video, and have fun with Facebook. It's really just a great API. Take care now.